What's going on, guys? This is Chandler Smith, and today we are at this fourplex where a tenant just disappeared, and we've got a little bit of damage we need to take care of. So I'm gonna introduce the characters of this story because this is not my property. However, the goal of today is to go in, try and figure out how much money should be spent to maximize rents without overspending, and we're gonna see if my numbers match the current property manager's numbers. So with all of that being said, let's jump into it. All right, guys, before we jump into walking through this property, figuring out what needs to be fixed, if they're getting a good deal, we're gonna introduce some people.
Hi, I'm Brad Mills. This is my fourplex, and I'm working with Chandler to maximize my rents and reduce my costs on fixes.
Hello, I'm Garrett, also known as Yogi. Chandler is my boss and also my friend and also my arch nemesis. And Brad is my brother-in-law. And I was the realtor on this beautiful deal.
All right, guys, we brought Garrett along for comic relief, and he made this video possible because he was able to help Brad purchase this property. And now we're gonna go see how things look.
Was I even in that?
What? I don't know. Was he in that? Is it right
Forewarning, plug your noses.
Is it bad?
It's a little stinky.
Dude, I'm gonna do a video about this soon if I don't do it already. But I just about bought a 20-unit apartment complex. I was so excited about it. I thought I could make it a cash cow. And I got inside and it was irreparable. Like, I will not step into the slumlord realm, and unfortunately, that's what this property would have been. But I just did the inspection of the whole property before determining to bail on it because they wouldn't come to the price I would need to fix it to where it was worth purchasing. And I dry heaved. Well, actually, I a little more than dry heaved. I wet heaved. And so I don't want another stinky apartment, but I guess we'll do it.
You know what this is? This is karma.
Why?
For those storage units you cut me out of. And he got the lead on these, and he's buying them himself. The filthy animal.
Yeah.
It's karma.
Didn't cut Garrett in.
You
See,
smell it?
this usually is a smell I can definitely handle, but today, after what I've been through.
It smells like cat urine, and not the good kind.
So.
There is no good kind.
Yeah, there's a lot of cat in here. This is a cool unit. I like it.
It's big.
Actually.
It's actually nice.
Very spacious. Got one bedroom, smaller bathroom. I'm just trying to see what I would rent it for and what I would spend money on. So guys, I saw the bid of the other management company, and I'm not saying they're wrong, but I don't know that I would spend what they said you should spend on this. Oh, were those roaches?
No, I don't think they are. There's some sort of like weevil thing.
A weevil.
And we would know because we've been in pest control for 10 years.
Yep. That means good money if you sell people on a contract with that. Backyard could use some repair. And maybe have your tenant get rid of the couch out there. It's probably worth it.
Been there for a year, hasn't it?
Came with the place.
Technically, I think you could consider this like a 2-bedroom apartment is what it should rent for. So, here are my thoughts, just talking out loud. I feel like a lot of this could just be cleaned.
That's what I thought. I think you should replace all the carpet for sure, because it stinks.
It does stink, but I have seen them work miracles when cleaning carpet, like literally get the smell out. Here's the first thing I would do. First thing I would do is get the carpet cleaners in here and say, what are the odds you get all of the smell out and make this look nice? And if they say, dude, it's done, I wouldn't change the flooring. I literally wouldn't. The next thing I would do is I would get cleaners in here for cheap, you know, college kids for 10 bucks an hour, 12 bucks an hour, and I would have them clean everything, like literally all of it. The one thing I'm tempted to change just because of all the cat urine. Like, look at this wall. Look at that. That's what that all is, I'm pretty sure.
That's probably human urine.
But on that whole wall.
Someone wasn't a straight shooter.
Let me walk it one more time. But
What do you think about paint?
that's the thing I'm debating right now is how extensive I would paint it.
What about the windows? Because that was one ticket that they had put in. These are double pane.
Yeah. The thing is I'm not seeing like...
That one has some moisture damage.
That doesn't look in between the panes though.
This is gross.
That's gross, but that's just how I wouldn't change.
That one is the one I was saying.
Yeah, this one is broken. And you can see that in between the panes, but still
It's not that bad.
it's not, this when it happens isn't affecting the temperature inside. It's affecting your ability to see out of it. But like it won't, for the quality of tenant you're renting to here, which in my opinion in this area is probably like a C+ tenant. My feelings are you could rent this very easily at $850 to $900 if you can just get the smell gone and get it cleaned up. Like, are they suggesting changing all these floors?
I think they want it. I think that was part of their bid. They also suggested replacing counters, repainting and refinishing the cabinetry, and replacing this door because of the gap around it.
The door I would change for sure. I would repaint this room.
I think if it's me, which it's not, unfortunately. If it was, I think I would cut the tile right here so that you get rid of that. And then I would put LVP in all of this and probably do LVP up the stairs and then clean those carpets.
Problem is LVP on stairs is actually pretty pricey.
Is it?
Yeah. Here's the thing though. Like, what would be the purpose of replacing this floor? Because this stuff lasts forever.
Not all of it, just to right here.
Yeah.
So you cut out here and then you leave all that.
Why? What's under this though?
I think it's broken.
So just glue it down.
Do you have cats that want to all over? Well, that's okay. This carpet comes pre-broken in. Move on in.
Okay, I've come to a verdict. This is my opinion. Are you ready? I think that you repaint this entire room and then you get your painters in and get their opinion on whether they think touch-up, like with Jace, I'll get him in and say, do you think touch-up is gonna work or do you think we need to repaint, and let them decide on what they think they can pull off. The biggest thing you're gonna wanna do though is scrub down all of the walls, and honestly, you probably should repaint the majority of it because I think a lot of the smell is being locked up in the baseboards.
Yeah.
The next thing that I would do is get in your carpet cleaners, and I would have them walk all of the carpet. If my carpet cleaner came in and said I can get all the smell out and make this, that, and upstairs look and smell like new, then I would honestly leave that carpet. I would leave this flooring. I would just have someone come in, re-grout this. Maybe you even put a transition piece right here if you can't fix the break, or you get a sideways tile that works as a transition piece and you bring it out further so it just looks like a transition. Then you leave this flooring, you for sure repaint this entire room, but I'm thinking worst case scenario for repainting the whole place, you shouldn't be in over $5,000 for the repaint if you get the right guy. And then on flooring for cleaning, you're talking a couple $100 if they do it right. So maybe let's say another $1,000 for getting this place spotless, getting the carpet fresh, getting everything good, and then another $500 for little things that are broken, replace the door. I probably wouldn't spend more than, what does that all add up to?
$7,500.
$8,500.
Yeah.
And
I think painting, you can probably get it for less than $5,000 as well.
yeah. And if you get all of that in, this place should very easily rent at $850 to $900, like no questions asked. And I think if you're going to spend more than that, you could come in, I mean, you could get rid of the cabinets, you could get new countertops, you could do stuff like that. I don't think you're gonna see your rents change that drastically because the area, because the yard, because of all of that. And that's what you're fighting against, right? Unless you're planning on renovating all of these units, even still, with the area, I don't think you're gonna get more. So I would push and say, can we spend 5, worst case scenario 8, try and land somewhere in there based on getting paint, getting carpets cleaned, and getting it good to go. But seriously, having someone just come in and clean this up really good and clean the carpets, like that's gonna go a long ways.
Amen to that.
Concur?
I agree.
Okay.
Brad, how do you think?
I agree.
Let's look at the bid of your guy.
Brad's a baller. He also just closed on Triplex.
Let's go.
So
Okay, let's look at the bid. I want to see the bid. Yeah, so they've bid this all out at $16,000. I've got carpet that still looks pretty new, but it smells very much like cat pee. So look at this. This is like newer carpet, new-ish carpet.
Newer carpet.
There's definitely cat pee everywhere though. Would your guy be able to get it out and would you leave it?
How bad is the smell?
Like I'm not wanting to puke like I was earlier today when we did that inspection.
Okay.
Just smells like an apartment with cat pee, you know, not like overwhelming, knock you out.
Got it. We can probably get it out. We can clean the carpets and we can ozone the place.
Cool. And how much would that usually cost?
How many rooms are there for carpet?
1, 2, 3 plus the stairs.
Yeah, probably 3 big rooms total.
My guess is my guy is around 120.
That's very cheap. For repainting, I think this is like 1,000 square feet. Like there's definitely some patching that needs to be done, but how much would it cost to repaint the whole place?
You're going to be in it probably, I'm guessing, $250 probably in paint. And then my time, basically called there for a few hours and mask it off, and then a few hours of spraying probably. So I just charge you hourly on that basically, so it's not like it's that expensive.
So
Under $1,000.
Under $1,000. Must be nice to have my guy.
That's the deal with making this video.
Final verdict. If Jace was on it, I think we could get done under $5K and still rent this place at $900 a month or more. Final answer.
So without Jace though, because most people don't have access to a Jace.
Without Jace, I think that with the smell, I would pinpoint where it's the worst, and maybe you don't go wrong redoing this area with LVP, just on the whole entrance, because it does seem to smell the worst here, right?
Well, that hallway smells, I wonder if that's part of it.
Yeah, so for sure redo the hallway, redo this. I don't think that it's sunk in on a lot of this. I think there was in the bathroom.
I think you just clean it upstairs and
then.
then the bedroom. I think it's worth it to replace this because it'll look just
Look nice. I agree.
And that's going to be
so-
$1,000. Like
then-
that's maybe even less. That might be
Yeah.
like 700.
Yeah, so I would push them to do that, and then good to go.
Do you want to escape the hustle and bustle of the big city life? Do you want to turn off YouTube, stop listening to these obnoxious YouTubers asking you to like, subscribe, and follow? Come up to Ashton. We barely have internet up there. It is a wonderful, marvelous place. And you can join me for some Red Bulls on this wonderful furniture on my patio.
All right, guys, going through this video, I need to make a little disclaimer that has become very obvious to me after doing this. One, I feel like I understand what things will rent for and the numbers behind it, but the longer and longer I've done this, the more separated I've become from the actual renovation. And I guess I would say I'm very lucky to have someone that I trust a lot, because I could definitely pay a lot more than I do, but I've connected with a management company that I really trust, and they send me my expenses every month, and then I'll do regular checkups on my properties, and I'm very happy with the quality we've kept them up to. But I'm also very blessed to work with a management company that has found a way to do things cheap but right. And sometimes I feel bad making these videos because you shouldn't always push to do things cheap. You should push to do them right. But if you can get both of those things, that's fantastic. And the reality is, if you're using suppliers for everything you do, it's going to be substantially more expensive than when you get to the point where you can have a management company that just focuses on your properties and can do everything in-house at a reasonable rate. So, I'm not sure what I'm getting at with this, other than I'm very lucky to be in the situation that I am. But if you're not in that situation, it doesn't mean it's not worth spending the extra money to make sure this works. Because if you're using a different management company where maybe it's gonna cost an extra couple $1,000s, it's still worth it to go with that company that's gonna get good suppliers in there, do things properly, so that you can maximize your rents and make sure that you take care of your tenants.
So what Chandler's trying to say is he cuts corners, but he cuts the right corners.
Correct. Amen, brother.